No, that's a grapefruit, or even possibly a banana. It is yellow. Why is it hairy?
Welcome back, you filthy Valorant casuals.
Filthy. Yes,
to
definitely.
the Valorant League. I hope you guys have been snacking and hydrating and having a good time like these two. We are back. We are into our second match of the night. SDSU Black versus CSUN Red. And at the same time, right now, at our second channel, the Gamers EDU, two Funnyman and Muted are casting CSUDH Gold versus CSUN Black. So two different CSUN games happening at the same time. So make sure you keep us tabbed. You're not going to want to miss a second. And now I'm super duper excited to introduce your casters who kind of already introduced themselves. Eli the Korean, the OG vet. What the heck is up, you guys?
Yeah, fruit.
What is going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying yourselves on this Monday evening. We are winding down the season. We are getting closer and closer to the playoffs. This battle in particular, featuring a couple of teams near the middle of the table, jockeying for position to ensure they stay in that immortal bracket. They don't fall down into the diamond bracket. So this is going to be a very, very close matchup between San Diego State Black and it's not. No, it's not Northridge. It is Northridge. It's Northridge Red. Northridge and Fullerton, they get on. They confuse me sometimes. But we are going to get California State Northridge Red versus San Diego State Black. Very, very close matchup between two stronger teams. So I'm excited to get this one underway and see what's going on. Before we get into that, however, I do want to take a quick moment to shout out our sponsors over at Ritual Motion, where you can get 20% off any of their gaming products with the coupon code CVL20. They feature gaming supplements. It's like some dry snacks foods that you can eat. It's not sugary gaming drinks. It's not greasy foods. It's going to gum up your keyboards and make your clicks and flicks slower. They also feature gaming gloves that can actually help prevent gaming related injuries. You spend a lot of time playing. I know I have fighting games and games like Valorant and Overwatch. I've spent a lot of time with my hands on a controller, and it's a very contorted style that can definitely do damage to your tendons, to your wrist. You want to avoid that, head on over to ritualmotion.com. Use that coupon code CVL20. Get 20% off of your badass looking gloves and or delicious gaming snacks.
And what better yet way to segue into, let's invite your friends, your family, your dog, your kiwis, your fruits, your vegetables. Why not? Set up an account for them, bring them on in. Let's watch this all together. Who knows? Maybe fruits might become sentient and by watching Valorant. I'm going with that. So invite everybody. Fruits, families, and dogs. And cats. If you own an elephant, that too.
That's a great tagline for our stream. That's really how things work here. Everybody's welcome, even fruits, cats, and dogs.
And elephants, otters too.
Elephants, otters,
zebras,
walruses.
What's another household pet?
Horses is welcome.
Parakeets, raccoons, squirrels,
fish,
possums, goldfish, barracudas,
flying squirrels,
grounded squirrels, tree squirrels, nut squirrels.
The one that goes like the one of the meme goes Alan, hedgehog. No, that's a ground yes.
That one too.
Select your agent.
Yeah, having a good time. I'm having a good time. I know McRae's probably she might not be having a good time.
She's annoyed with us, but I mean, we did open up with kiwis. Like, why are kiwis hairy?
My info.
Well, hey, you know, there's a thing we normally do as well. Before we get started into this, right? Who do y'all think is gonna win?
Why you gotta ask? Why you gotta ask this question?
We usually just ask, right? It's not weird.
No, but sometimes you just let it slide, and then we don't actually have to talk about it because now we gotta figure out who's gonna win.
Like, what can you forget about it?
It's like, you know, when the teacher, like when that one kid asks, "Hey, teacher, you forgot about the homework," and then everyone
don't compare this to that. That's not the same. That's not. No, predictions can be fun. Homework can't be fun. It's homework.
Okay, well, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure because it's like, all right, well, who do I vote for?
Whoever you think is gonna win.
All right, well then I'm going San Diego State University Black.
There you go. Or the team with the loudest Twitch chat, which it's already too late, but Uh, I will go ahead and volunteer myself. I actually do think that we're about to get a small upset, but I actually think that Cal State Northridge is well positioned to take this. They've been playing with Northridge Black, obviously undefeated side, strongest team in the league thus far. But I feel like the red side has not been far behind them, and as we round into playoff form, and as you see here on this pistol round, I actually think that we're going to see something special out of them. Of course, not to cast any aspersions on San Diego State Black, themselves a strong team who will definitely be competing in the playoffs, looking to take that first place prize.
And you know what I've noticed? I have played on Icebox once, or was it once? Maybe twice. And you know who I played it on with? Fidget. And with this map, it's a multi-lane map, and there's a lot of different angles on this map.
Yeah. Icebox, like a much different map that you typically see in these squad-based shooters. It's very vertical, a lot, like you said, a lot of lanes. It's GDP now with the 3rd kill after the plant, and it looks like San Diego State Black will be taking this pistol round as we open it up. And Icebox is, a much different sort of map than the ones we've been looking at. Of course, newly released maybe like a month ago, and this is the first week that the Valorant League has had it featured.
And honestly, with this map, with every other map, there's more angles, it's more like curvatures and kind of stuff like that. This map's more just straight and a lot of open sights. And I think especially for CSUN Red, Fidget, once he gets the operator, he's gonna make some noise with that.
Speaking of, it looks like Crayola already operating with their, not an operator, but getting into it with that. The marksman, I think here. But we've seen this, and it's been a common staple of San Diego State and Crayola in particular. Aggressive buys, as we see there, the first shot there on airs. Work already being done by Crayola on that jet. Jay Lee and GDP now grouping up together, and now Amuru, the last one left. Got 1 kill.
Already, just like with Jay Lee coming with the 3 kills as soon as the first match was over, the second round started, and it's same thing. Rolling through these matches, it seems to be in seconds.
Yeah, and it is a quick couple of rounds now for San Diego State as they are looking to make me eat 100% of my words. Thankfully, I've been eating kiwis and various fruit. But we're going to see what happens here because it's an aggressive buy, of course, out of Crayola. But, you know, what can buy you a round, you know, kind of on shock value in the team that you're up against, not being aware of what weapons they'll be facing explicitly, kind of can become a hindrance, as now they know exactly what angles to look into, as GDP nearly making something happen there with the Marshall, unfortunately off there with a couple of shots. And you see that wall going up there, that Viper wall going up for Northridge Red, and that's something that I don't know that they make that play at that timing unless they know they're up against a couple of sniper rifles, right? Or at the very least they know they're up against one.
We see, you know, as we see these guys kind of grouping up together, trying to get another flank around, trying to go to B side. With Fidget is now pushing up, but getting shot in the back with 7 health left. Able to make it out in time.
Fortunately, I'm right to get it done. There you see GDP, big crosshairs himself, looking to get something done, but he's shut down by Omaru with their 3rd kill of the round. Now it's all up to Crayola to get something done here with that Sheriff and a rifle. The spike is down, however, and it is over in the B site. We saw earlier today San Jose State in a big comeback victory on Icebox. Almost 100% of the action was focused on the A site. Between these two teams right now, this is the 3rd round, and the 2nd push to the A site. So a bit more of a balanced approach, at least for Northridge's sake. We'll see what San Diego State does when they're on attack.
And Pofuse taking out Crayola. Crayola didn't even check the corner. A very vital corner not being checked cost him his life.
Yeah, and now you see Omaru now was able to secure that sniper rifle off of GDP's corpse. So now there's a free sniper rifle they don't even want, but that's just an extra bit. You know, that's an extra couple of $1,000 basically burned up for Northridge Red, which they'll take anytime you can get. And San Diego State now has to shift back into a more traditional, I would say, loadout, right? Rifles and utility, much more standard than 2nd round sniper rifles or what have you. But that's the nature of it goes. As you see, again, the early entry here, it's MDZ. He's going to take out Spaghetti, get that 1st kill. and is able to retreat back up those canisters without any reprisal. Omaru takes out a clip.
And GDP takes out Fidget.
Yeah. GDP
I wonder.
did himself pretty well in these first couple of rounds when it hasn't been like 1v3 or 1v4.
I wonder if why Fidget didn't take the marksman rifle. I feel like as good as he is with the operator, why not try it out with the marksman?
Good question. One that you kind of have to ask Fidget. I feel like maybe for the money value, Fidget just doesn't feel like being locked into a low power rifle when you're already gonna have a couple $1,000s in the bank heading into the next round. Maybe you feel like you just save up for an operator and you invest in a Vandal or a Phantom or something like that. We'll find out.
As the marksman rifle was picked up and then he dropped it, why not just try it out? Why not see if you can take what you know with the operator and put that into the marksman and see if you can get the same results?
There's no telling here as the round is cleaned up. San Diego State able to respond, get themselves back onto the winner side of things. See now the money situation. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm just looking at Fidget's economy right now. As he has bought as much as he can, probably also since he is Jet, he's probably bought his visuals and a couple other abilities. So it doesn't seem like he's trying to save up for the operator just yet. He's probably trying to get a couple wins under his belt before he starts that.
Well, as soon as we say that, look at what Fidget is holding now is the damn Marshall. So now that question you asked really does come up. Why Fidget didn't want it last round? Well, again, hindsight is 2020, so we won't know.
Let's just see if he can take what he knows with that operator, because this gun is a lot quicker.
Well, there's Ayers pulling up on Eclipse. Pophius taking out GDP. Well done there to initiate.
Ooh.
And Omaru, who has been a star slayer so far for Northridge Red, taking out another member of San Diego State. And right now it's just up to MDZ and Crayola to find something to do before the plant goes down. It is a B push once again for...
But MDZ turning it around on Omaru as Omaru tried to get the flank, but MDZ knew that. MDZ knew how to keep his back covered. Crayola trying to push around. I don't know if he knows. I wish, if they could see what we see. They're all right there in front of him behind that crate.
Right, and there was Spaghetti there on the long flank.
Smoke went down exactly where he was.
Yeah, I like the idea, right? Crayola tries to throw the smoke down on the plant. You fake out the defuse because you're trying to get people to give away their information. They want to shoot into the smoke because you don't want to get, it would feel really bad for Northridge if Crayola had been that brazen, right? Throw the smoke down, run into the smoke, and defuse the plant. That's kind of like the first layer of that post-plant situation. And so Crayola was trying to play into that, but it was a great job of being disciplined on the side of Northridge, not giving up any unnecessary information, taking their time as Spaghetti was working to kind of come around the back end and would have engaged that site regardless of whether or not anyone was on there. Fidget shut down Crayola's ult immediately.
Fidget just goes in for the shutdown, switching off that marksman, now going into an AR, as now Fidget puts up his sword blade. Blade storm. My bad. As MDZ tries to get it off, but Fidget shutting MDZ down.
He brought a rocket launcher to a knife fight, and in Valorant, bad idea.
Because knives are gonna win. As Spaghetti cleans it up with GDP, now tying it up 3-3.
Yeah.
Is that enough for Fidget to get that operator now?
We'll see what the buys are here for Northridge. They look to press forward now on the gas, looking good thus far. This is 3-3, but as you can see, money-wise, a bit in the favor of Northridge. But actually, yeah, no, it's definitely in their favor. They've already bought up everything, and they still have more money than even the highest bank on the side of San Diego State. So we're probably going to look at a thrifty round. If you're San Diego State, you see GDP sitting on a little bit of money, has the rifle here, but that's the lone gun San Diego State looks to be bringing into this round. And in round number 7, you don't really need to feel, I think, particularly, motivated to buy up. This is a round you can kind of afford to lose, in a sense, for eco reasons. But we'll see what happens as Amuro, again with the first blood. They have had themselves a hell of a game just to start out with, or at least a hell of a half.
I always think it's fun, and we see in chat a lot with GDP and MDZ having one of the biggest, my brain's blanking, one of the biggest, crosshairs in the game. But you know what? If it works, it works.
Yeah. This is the thing, and it's all up to what you know. As we see, Omuro gets shut down by Jay Lee.
Spike planted.
And then Jay Lee taking that weapon, now gonna be able to use it for themselves.
They're shutting out MDZ now as another spike
GDP.
goes down.
Yeah, GDP's waiting as Fidget only with 5 health left.
Player
Able to
but
take the
Jay
kill
Lee
on Jay
turned the
Lee.
wrong way.
Spaghetti
clearing his
cleaning
corner.
it up with GDP. Fidget coming in with a strong plays now, turning it around for himself, being now one of the top people we are talking about.
You've seen basically, you look at Omuro and Fidget, who have just been absolutely dynamite on the kills. GDP had a great opening start, has looked good in a couple of spots, but has ultimately, I think, been overwhelmed by a balanced approach thus far from Northridge Red. You know, GDP is going to need a lot of backup. You're going to need the other 4 members of the team to step up. We know Crayola is capable of it. We've seen it from MDZ, and Jay Lee has looked all right thus far, right? That was a poor turn coming out of that upper site on the post plant, but it happens sometimes as MDZ gets shut out by Spaghetti.
Spaghetti was able to get that tight corner on him. GDP now being flashed, knowing there has to be somebody, but GDP not able to do it as Ares does take down GDP. Jay Lee now taking down Omaru.
It's Jay Lee's turn to get free shots at the back, and wisely he takes advantage. I gotta come around this corner right up against Pofuse, and there's Pofuse ready with a quick draw.
With a great wide angle turn.
Now you see Crayola on the operator. Haven't spoken about Crayola recently, but this is the round to do it, if any, with that operator. As we see Pofuse going to get the plant down, turn this into a 2v2 with a spike initiation.
And we have 2 breaches. We got a Viper, a Jet.
What
Ares
a
taking
shot.
down Eclipse.
Yeah.
Crayola now. Crayola
Ares
getting the
has
last.
looked so good turning these corners. I should say Northridge in general has looked so great in these Turner corners. As you see right there, Ares again with another flash. Crayola has just been kind of shut out.
But
Great job there.
Taking down Ares. Crayola. Crayola again. Not looking at those vital corners.
There's Pofuse with a beautiful up and under. Got underneath Crayola right as soon as Ares went down. You saw Pofuse move right into position. Sat there and caught Crayola trying to get around the site to get the intel. And now that operator free and cleared. And Fidget just found themselves with 8,000 in the bank holding a $5,000 weapon that they paid absolutely $0.99 for. Can't be better than that.
What's better than free?
Extra free.
Exactly.
2 for 1 free? 2 for 1 special? But they're both free.
You might be able to get it.
Yeah.
Omaru trying to get the flank again. Omaru has been very cautious, being very tactical as well, getting these back, getting around the enemy team.
Oh wow!
Crayola.
Look at Crayola shutting out Spaghetti.
So Omaru takes out Jay Lee. Omaru and Jay Lee have been nemesis so far this whole game, going back and forth on each other.
See a little bit more fighting there as Pofuse gets taken out by Eclipse. That's a good look there as the spike goes down on the B site. We're actually not close towards mid, but right now it is Ares left alone. The operator is now in the wild again. You know, Crayola looking to reclaim what was theirs, but MDZ hunting down Ares. Gonna get that kill. And it's gonna be a round save there for San Diego State and what could have been a very disadvantageous sequence for them. But with that said, Northridge definitely in a position if they want to buy up. You see right now, Fidget going straight for the operator, gonna try to match Crayola. We're gonna have Jet versus Jet, operator versus operator, with 2 of the more dynamic members of the league, I would say. This is definitely a volatile matchup. We'll see if those 2 sight up against each other, or if we get another, or if we're gonna get a close range round on A site. It's been a lot of B pushes for Northridge Red. They've definitely preferred that side to that closer, more compact A site, but it looks like this time the fight is going to be towards A.
And Crayola trying to get that operator side. I'm trying to get the op kill from the corner, not able to get it as Jay Lee again takes out Jay Lee takes out Spaghetti.
Off your feet!
The big flash out there. Ares trying to clear the way now, make something happen.
Oh, and the Boomba. The Boomba almost got him, but Jay Lee taking out Ares with the Molotov.
What beautiful positioning from San Diego State. As soon as that flash went out, they were just already in position. Jaylee getting a third now as GDP takes out Pofuse. It is a wonderful defense here on the A side from San Diego State, making Northridge look smart for kind of preferring the B side.
They're taking out GDP with that operator though.
One,
Oh,
but
not able to clean it up though.
Eclipse doing work there. Just want to special shout out there. Jaylee did a great job, right? Aries throws out that flash, and Jaylee just steps back, lets a flash and a Molotov go in the only place that Aries actually had to push forward. And that's an aggressive move from Aries, right? You let the ult go. Your job is to initiate, and it's to get room, especially for your operator to set up. And instead, Jaylee completely shuts it down, gets that kill without having to shoot a single shot, which means you don't give away any information. So even that small victory is lost. And from there, the push is just, you know, almost impossible to sustain. It's a great job there from Jaylee, and it's another round one for San Diego State as they even it up 5-5.
You see CSUN Red going in with pistols now. They've invested a lot, and they've lost these last 3 rounds. And it's definitely hurt their economy, so now they're going to have to try to build that back up with some econ rounds.
And there's Pofuse getting the first shot.
Yeah, Pofuse, I'm definitely going down, and already getting damage on another one. But
yeah,
Pofuse is getting taken out. GDP getting taken out now with the Sheriff. Spaghetti gets 2 with the Sheriff.
That's incredible. Spaghetti may be saving this round for Northridge, perhaps opening up room for the Thrifty. It is a 2v2. It's basically a death match right now. Neither team really has eyes on the site like that. Jaylee takes out Spaghetti, and now a great chance here, but they're going to advance close to Aries. They know Aries is around that corner, and Aries backed up.
Jaylee able to clean it up right there.
And you know what? I respect that decision from Aries because you know there's a Phoenix on the other side of this canister, but you don't know maybe whether or not the smokes are out, what the flash situation is. And if you get flashed there, you're basically dead, right? You don't have a shot really of winning that fight. And so Aries tried to back up, give themselves room maybe to turn away from the flash or maybe get some pre-fire off. But Jaylee was aggressive, was consistent, and got the work done here as San Diego State now with 3 rounds straight actually looking to take a lead in a halftime after they had fallen behind and things were looking pretty grim for them. Now is the much stronger opportunity for them.
Ooh, and GDP just looking at the wall, not ready after he did get flashed. MDZ now in his hands, start cleaning it up a little bit.
Ooh, MDZ does it. Oh, he saw it and Amuro did not. That's incredible. Amuro did not see that. Didn't catch, you know, MDZ took a quick peek, and now it's just down to Aries against basically, you know, a 3-team here. Crayola's ult is up. It's a lot of work to be done if you're Aries, and not a lot of opportunity. As you see, look at the verticality on this map. So many different levels, angles.
Going against, you know, a Blade Storm is very dangerous. I mean, and like you said in this game, you brought a rocket launcher to a knife fight, and the knife's won.
Oh, okay, there's MDZ. Head first into an area, never what you want to do there. Aries does successfully get a flash off, but doesn't know it. Oh, but there's the blind there.
But Aries is starting to turn it around now.
Okay, so here's now the situation if you're Aries, right? You've got 30 seconds to get the bomb and decide where you're going to go with it, right? Now you're making the decision, which way am I going to go? If you're Crayola, you're making the read. Which site is Aries going to go to? Because I've got to get to that one immediately. It looks like the correct guess there from Crayola, but they're a little far off on the Blaze Storm ult. Not able to get the kill. Aries is going to get the plant. So now we've got the situation, right? Aries has to set up. Doesn't. Actually has one ability. Has a little bit of utility left here.
He has used up a lot of his stuff.
One single.
Crayola has one
single
knife
blade
left.
But
it doesn't even need to use it, and Crayola gets the headshot on Aries, defusing the bomb. Now going 7-5.
What a job!
Half.
There's a job. That's what this team is looking for out of Crayola. That's the round that Crayola is capable of creating for the San Diego State side. That they not only need to get this game, but that they're looking to take forward into the playoffs to win this entire thing, to compete with your, you know, Northridge Black, to compete with your Fullerton, with your San Jose State. It's rounds like that that Crayola is capable of delivering that San Diego State is looking to be their salvation. You've got to shout out Jaylee. You've got to talk about GDP and MDZ and how much work they can do post plant. But at the end of the day, and in some rounds, you just need the best gun on the map. And when Crayola comes with it like that, it's hard to argue that there's anybody more dangerous in the Valorant League than Crayola.
Mhm. I asked chat, and they voted that Crayola was the best jet in the league.
And MDZ already starting off strong on Amaru.
Yeah.
But you see, I think it seems like MDZ, Jay Lee are nemesis to Amaru. Or is it the other way around? Either way, they're all nemesis.
Right? Your initiators are going to fight initiators, right? You're going to see that happen. It's Pophuse and Ares with the response there, taking out that duo. Crayola gets a response. It's a 3v3 now. The spike is down. Crayola with another kill, and then out of the way. Low health here, but Crayola has definitely left another impact on another round. Not done yet, however. Spaghetti and Fidget still alive.
And Fidget taking some pop shots off right now. As Jay Lee is now gets another kill on Spaghetti. Going for the defuse is Jay Lee. Is Jay Lee gonna pop the corner?
Are they over there right now? Jay Lee does not have the diffuser out right now. Jay Lee's got eyes on the side. I don't know how this is gonna work for Fidget.
Oh, and Fidget's trying to defuse as Crayola comes back around. Fidget unaware, now he knows he's there. 1 HP, Crayola. Crayola winning the round, but also taking himself out in the process. But that is a good win.
Yeah. Well, that's just a job of spacing by Crayola and Jay Lee, right? Whether or not Fidget is capable of taking the two of them in a couple of separate gunfights, you know, I would be really interested to see it. I would love to see that. But that wasn't the goal of Crayola and Jay Lee. They didn't actually care about winning the gunfight, or at least they recognized that it wasn't a necessity if they were able to stall out, use their positioning to drain the time and force Fidget to be thoughtful and careful and engaging, as you saw there. By the end of it, it didn't actually matter whether Crayola or GDP or Jay Lee survived that round. They were going to win regardless, and that's a wonderful job done there for San Diego State as they take the first round of the second half.
And Fidget already being taken down by MDZ. Crayola leading up with Pophuse. Spaghetti turning it around with Jay Lee. But then getting take. It's just a back and forth, and it's not looking good for Red.
Eclipse having too much fun there. We're just dangling back and forth on the wires, just taking some shots. I don't need to worry about it. I got Crayola out here. They'll help me. I got MDZ. I got GDP. Jay Lee. I'm just gonna hang out on the ropes.
Just going back and forth, just taking his time, enjoying life. This is his vacation right now.
Hey, you know what? I respect it, right? If you're Eclipse, you're like, look, man, you're not gonna look for me on the ropes. Just going back and forth, right? But and he got the kill, so you can't say that he didn't do anything. I just thought it was it's kind of funny in the middle of that, a contested game like this. There's Eclipse hanging out on the ropes. Yeah.
Just going back and forth, enjoying life. No worries at all in the world.
Well, there's a quick round here, and go ahead, McRib.
I do want to talk a little bit about Pophuse on Viper, because we barely see a Viper. I know SDSU played Viper once. I want to say it was on Ascent. But what do you guys think of the Viper on CSUN?
I like it for Icebox. We talked about some of the wide angles. We talked about how it can be kind of tough to navigate. There can be some long sight lines. There's definitely some, verticality issues. So you get a character who's capable of putting up a wall, such as Viper. That's kind of your response if you have, the other team has Phoenix, or the other team has characters like that who can kind of block things off. You can create a line that people can go behind, and get around. But you're looking to be more offensive than, say, a Sage, who we've seen fall out of favor with most of the teams in the league. So I think it's a reasonable pick for Pophuse. They just haven't necessarily been able to, really make the most out of it thus far. But after a quick round, 9-6, maybe Northridge has a little bit of breath left to make a response, push this closer, and see if they can pull this out in these late rounds.
Deploying drone.
I almost feel, to me, it's like Viper is just the opposite of Phoenix. They have kind of the same abilities. And we see the Spaghetti going off with the Hunter's Fury. Getting very close, but Ares cleaning it up on Eclipse.
Spike planted.
MDZ taking up on Spaghetti. Jay Lee twitching that on Pophuse.
There's Jay Lee right now, who has just been indomitable as...
Ooh, Fidget taking out MDZ again when he's in his ultimate.
Ray's ult has had little impact. Right? mean, I'm not here to tell you how your game should work, man. But you know, maybe the nurse was a little too much. Maybe just a little. You know what? Let's move on. As GDP working in the site. Who else?
And Crayola with the Blade Storm as the spike is about to go off. Fidget, are you gonna stay?
You don't have choice.
Yes. Fidget stays and does get. Oh, and look at Crayola just inches out of the blast zone.
Crayola just kind of was like, "Oh, is Fidget gonna stay?" And Crayola just pins him to the floor with one knife and go like, "No, hang out. Check out the spike. It's a beautiful thing."
It's a wonderful sight to see.
You ever seen a spike go off in the Arctic Rim?
Beautiful.
Well, right now it is a clear lead for San Diego State. They fell behind early in the first half. Things were looking a little dicey, but they have dominated the second half, and they look like they are well on their way. We see Crayola getting into the A side here.
You're dead.
See what the response is. You hear the ult come out here. Jay Lee looking to have another great round on the Phoenix.
And Pofuse setting up, almost messed it up, but did take a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's a rough fight for Pofuse.
Oh, as Eclipse gets two right back to back. And there's Fidget walking around trying to... And Eclipse gets Fidget with 3K now. Is he going to be able to get the 4? He saw him too. Spaghetti able to clean it up with Eclipse, so stopping his kill streak. And I feel like in Call of Duty.
While all that happens, Jay Lee gets the plant down in A site. Crayola gets eyes on Ares, but can't get the kill.
Crayola was just coloring around him with like crayons, making sure he got a good outline, and was not able to finish him off though.
Man, you got to keep it in the lines, man. This is clutching it out. We're talking about as Spaghetti now gets the intel out, is able to clear the area immediately around the spike. We know Jay Lee, from our vantage point, we know Jay Lee has taken up a site in heaven, and it looks like Ares is well aware. As Spaghetti begins to defuse, there's a heavy flash, and it's going to be hard for Jay Lee to get 2 shots off. Yeah.
Jay Lee able to clean it up, but not able to keep the spike alive for their win.
There's their inverse right there, knowing that you don't actually need to kill everybody on the attacking side if the spike has been planted. Only the defuse will do the work for you.
Now Crayola making that big investment and a full buy, but that operator putting that into the field now. I think Crayola's like, all right, after I colored around the outside, it's time to get inside the lines now.
Just need one. It's time to dot the I's now, cross the T's. If you're Crayola, you're looking to finish this off. Umaru looking to recapture some of the early magic that they had when Northridge was out in front, looking great. You know, Fidget and Pofuse looking to get something done. They want to look strong again, get themselves in position, as I mentioned, to head into the Immortals bracket and possibly do some damage. As Crayola takes out Spaghetti in the A side, it's another close range fight, but Crayola's creating lanes. Jay Lee able to take out Ares through the flash.
Crayola getting set up as Fidget does have the Blade Storm up. See if Fidget. Oh, and Crayola almost got the drag scope on him. It's quiet. It's quiet.
Nervous.
It's a hesitant fight right now as San Diego State is not sure where Northridge's offense is set up, right? They don't know where, or I'm sorry, vice versa, right? Where Northridge does not know where San Diego State offense is going. See right there, Fidget
going around, going for Crayola, but it does not pay off as Jay Lee is able to pull off the Fidget and Pofuse kill with the 2K, ending that round 11-7. Oh, if only you could see the faces that we have right now. We got just jaw-dropping audience.
Well, it's so heartbreaking right there as we saw the decision. You know, Fidget went for what I would call it's kind of a big brain play, right? You're going to go for the operator in the back and see if you can get the flick because you trust Pofuse to step forward and engage with Jay Lee. And Pofuse may be a step slow. Maybe the communication wasn't all on point. We don't know. But in the time that Fidget is able to get the kill on Crayola, as
Crayola changes it up to Fidget, MDZ taking out Marva. There goes 2 strong initiators on that side.
Spaghetti not ready as MDZ catches the peripheral, turns it. MDZ with 2 kills. This round now looking almost impossible for Northridge, as you see Pophius with the Sheriff and not a lot more. Aries hanging out up in heaven of A-Site. You know San Diego State is well aware that is a possibility.
Oh,
As
and
GD,
GDP just shots on Pophius now with the Sheriff. It's looking very hard for Pophius to pull this out. And I mean, we have seen clutches happen before. Pophius just needs to get a weapon, and I think he might have just that small chance. You can always.
Nope, never mind.
Crayola just cleans it up. He's coloring in the lines now. He's got the fine point marker.
Match point.
Well, now with match point, the money was invested there. You saw Fidget was looking to go big, and again, we're gonna talk about. I think that round before last. I think a lot when looking back at this is now every advantage and every sign points to San Diego State being in great position to close out this game and stake another victory for themselves. But Jay Lee did such an incredible job in that 2-on-2, taking up the slack, and it has been a total effort from him, Crayola, as well as a couple of great performances from a couple Northridge players, but they've just been kind of, it's been a bit uneven, and it has cost them thus far. If they want to have a chance at this, everybody's going to need to step up again, as we see Omaru looking to have another fight with MDZ here.
Trying to get those pop shots. Amaru does get the headshot on MDZ.
There's one.
There's Jaylee just trying to turn it around. That is a hard site to push. Going up like that, because your head is popped up.
First, yeah, you're most vulnerable as you initiate there. Focus now hiding out in the smoke, but Eclipse is ready.
Eclipse just making sure he's getting some pop shots off, just testing out the area, and he was right. GDP now looks like he's trying to get a flank or just trying to pulling back to Jet. Clips gonna go for the spike plant.
Well, we're still seeing a strong. This formation looks like it's really out of Northridge.
As
they're
looking taken down by GDP.
And GDP on low health takes out Spaghetti.
And you do have to admit, Spaghetti was at low health as well. As Eclipse gets the wall bang on Amaru.
The second sightless kill Eclipse has gotten in this round, just FYI.
Here we go with the plant as Aries does try to do something, but as he's playing with the weapons, Jay Lee cleans it up. Attackers winning. See, San Diego State University taking the win.
Too much.
Securing their position even more.
We were wrong.
Yeah, we were. You got to take your hat off to San Diego State as they came ready. I meant it as no slight to them. I honestly see them as one of the strongest teams. I thought Northridge was in line, and for a little bit they made it look like they were on their way. They were definitely in position, but it's so hard to maintain that type of excellence over 20 plus rounds, and that's what you have to do if you're going to take out a team as strong as San Diego State. We've seen them go toe to toe with the highest ranked team in the league, San Diego State. You know, they are in position for that as we get closer to the playoffs. We're going to be, considering them to be a championship favorite, especially when you're getting moments like Jay Lee. I think it was round 18 or 19. I just come back to that 2v2 against Fidget and Pophius, where Jay Lee was just responsible for taking them both out. That's the type of play that's
really
a
strong play, and knowing how to handle two people like that, one with an ultimate that could easily turn around and just one shot you, and then having Pophius coming up behind you, but knowing how to stay calm and get your flicks on, get the damage out, turn around, do it again. Those are 5 head plays right there.
Yeah, that is the work of it. As we did just earlier get a result on the other side. This was kind of a dual stream in a sense, as we had another match happening on the secondary channel. It was Northridge Black continuing their undefeated season, as they had a bit of a scare against Dominguez Hills Gold, but they were ultimately able to win 13-9. Similar score to what we had here, as San Diego State was able to take it over Northridge 13-7. Two stronger teams in the league doing what they need to do, securing their advantages. Northridge looking to maybe go undefeated, possible as we get into the last week of the season. We will see. But all said, I'm really excited as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. I feel like some of these teams are really rounding into shape, and things are looking great. Bent, your last take on the day.
I mean, it was just, as we saw, it was a great game. And that was probably the highlight, which you've already mentioned, with Jaylee just taking out both Fidget and Pofuse, and that 2v1, especially with the ultimate already going against him. Even Crayola just getting taken out in that last little bit. We thought it was going to be turned around, but Jaylee turns it around again towards us, but a twist within a twist with a twist. So that was probably the highlight right there of it. Of course, they both played very well, but there was just the game. I think it just came down to the gun skill. It really
Yeah.
did. Even though this was a new map and there was a lot of single lane fights, that's just where you gotta know your recoil control.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
will say both teams seem to have a good handle on the map, whereas like at least last match, I could see SDSU kind of having to take time to like get their bearings and get comfortable, whereas like both teams seem to be pretty comfortable on Icebox.
Yeah, and that's gonna be, you know, a matter of what work you put in outside of the league, right? What you're doing in scrims, even if you're playing, you know, ranked a lot. We don't, you know, I don't recommend solo queue as a way to get ready for, a team-based, competition, but it kind of gets to that, and we don't know each one of these teams' individual practice schedules or anything like that. But as you said, McRib, it looked like both of these teams were kind of, both of these teams were feeling ready for it. We will probably see Icebox again in the playoffs, so they will need to be ready for it. You can't really afford to have a bad map, even in a best of 3. You don't want to throw a map away because you're not ready or you're not familiar, as you were saying. But yeah, well, I'm loving this, y'all. I'm so glad we've been able to do this. I'm so glad we've been able to host these matches, invite you all, along this journey with us, and that you've taken us on your own. Please, please, please follow the channel. Let everybody know wherever you're at. Send it out on your social medias. You can find all of us on some form of social media. And we're talking about Valorant or whatever we do. I know McRib is always streaming. I pop into her stream, have fun. Bent is about to become a Cold War god and go heavy on that.
I don't know. I mean, we'll try as best as we can. I mean, I'm just trying to get the Easter egg done on zombies. So,
but it's been a pleasure. I will say this, as we get closer to the end of the regular season, I do want to get sappy and say it has been a pleasure working with you and the rest of the staff, Mutant and Funny Man, who have always held it down whenever Bent and I are not on. I'm gonna say his name wrong. Action. Our student caster, who has also popped in and has done some great work alongside of it. Just been wonderful working with you all as a casting crew. So yeah, that's my sappy 2 cents.
But it's not over. It's not over.
not.
It's 2 more days.
We still have 2 more days. Don't be getting all sappy on me now, Eli. We can't end this yet. So my words getting tangled up in my tongues, but we all love casting for you. You guys just we just love being able to do it for you. Come invite your families and friends. Have your kiwis watch, your bananas, your elephants, your otters, whatever animal you decide to own, and your family as well.
I look forward to never explaining why the hell we're talking about kiwis.
For everyone who just rated us, they're like, what's happening?
Yes,
what are they talking about?
We opened with kiwis, we end with kiwis. And we still have to wonder why. Why are they hairy? And that's how I'm going to end the night. I'm the OG Bent. That's who I am. Still wondering, why are kiwis hairy?
I'm Eli Curry.
And I'm interrupting Eli. I'm Queen McRib, your host. And we will see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.